if I talk about myself, when I took those early years classes, that's how I became a better parent, because I was dealing with a bunch of young kids who were so excited to, to reach out to you, to touch you. And that is what is very important during these times. They are missing that touch, which is so very essential for a child. And that is why the whole session is about how do we handle that. So we're just going to, first and foremost, you must understand the difference between what is pre-primary teaching and how it is different from grade 1 upwards. See, pre-primary teaching is all about, play-based, child-centric. You already know, while primary school, it gets structured into subjects, lessons, periods. So there is a difference. How do we take a virtual class for the early years, and how do we take a virtual class for the formal school? What is the kind of time we give? I've been hearing, part of being a lot of webinars. I think it is very, very important to understand the amount of screen time a child should be given, right? And when parents say, oh my God, suddenly there is so much of online, but they must understand, I've actually seen a mom trying to feed her 6-month-old baby by, putting her, mobile with Velcro on her forehead, because she wanted the baby to watch the cartoon so that the child will eat. So it's not about what is important at the moment. It is important to understand what is most effective. How do these children learn? Now, before we move on to the intricacies, you need to reflect, you need to go back. How do these children learn? First and because these points are very important. Otherwise, you will never be able to make your classroom, the actual virtual classroom environment, impactful. Your relationship with the child. Does the child know you very well? Does he care for you? Is he looking forward to seeing you on the screen? Very, very important. What is the kind of relationship the child has, and how have you built it? So how do you build a relation? It is very, very important that I take the name. Let's say I say, oh, hi Navinder, hi Veena, hi Gauri, how are you? You're looking very nice. I just say that, and what do? I strike a chord. Gauri is already smiling. So it's extremely important that in an online situation, which is a very abnormal situation, we connect with the child. The child should look forward to your coming. Oh my God, my teacher's class, wow. The child is excited. How do you create that excitement? That is what we are going to talk about. Yeah, so we'll just go back to the screen. The second very important thing is the child learns best by actively engaging with his environment. In fact, I wanted to tell Shri, I wanted to begin the session with the puppet in my hand and say, hi, everybody, I am so-and-so, because that would lead to excitement. And honestly speaking, I really didn't find time to make a puppet, but I would have done that. Because you have to think out of the box. How do I make it engaging? You're not going to listen to me if I go on and on and on. You're going to be listening to me only if I make it engaging. And also I want to tell you, a lot of pre-primary teachers say, there are 40 kids or 30 kids or 25 kids. They make so much of a noise. When you join the job, anybody, I have interviewed so many teachers. Whenever you ask a teacher, okay, what is it? Why do you want to be a teacher? The first thing they say, I'm very passionate. Now, where does the passion go out of the window after a couple of days in the classroom? What really kills it? So we need to think about it. We need to reflect on that, because nothing can be engaging, nothing can be exciting if we don't reflect on our own selves, if we don't realize what is important to me. Like, when you cook a dish, right? Nowadays, I think most of us are very unlucky to be not quarantined with our maids. So we don't have a maid. You have to cook, you have to do everything. Now, when you cook, the day you're very, very happy, what happens? The dish comes out fantastic. Everybody says, wow, what a dish you have made. The day you're upset, what happens? The dish doesn't come out well. So what happens? It is important to have that passion for your children all the time, especially in the younger days. I mean, I can't, sometimes I get tears in my eyes when I see little kids crying. And because a mother, spends 9 months with the baby in her tummy. 9 months. Labor pain is the worst pain in the world. She goes through it. And then she comes and gives you her child and says, hey, I trust you. We cannot do injustice to that child. We have to make it engaging. We have to teach the kids to learn. And that is what is extremely, extremely important. So we're just going to go back. The third thing, how do the children learn? By being involved. So if, like just now, because you're so many of you, you're thousands of you, that's why you've been put on the mute. But I prefer taking with everybody's video on, where everybody can talk, because I need to make it engaging, but it's not easy because you're so many of you, so you have to apologies. But the point is, these 3 points you must remember every day morning. How does my child, I'm a pre-primary teacher, how does my child learn? With my relationship with him, he learns when he's actively engaged. He will learn when he's involved in his learning. Otherwise, it'll be very, very difficult to teach him. Yeah, I'm just showing you a screen. I would like you to put it on the chat. If you can read what is written and just read the first 4 letters maybe and write it quickly in the chat. This is a very important exercise for you to take it forward. So if you can just write it in the chat, what did you, whatever. I'm going to close the screen now. So I would request you to just write it in the chat. Colors, which colors?